Hey guys, so today's video is my no makeup routine. It has been so highly requested and I'm literally obsessed with minimal makeup. I have been like changing my life one foundation stroke at a time. I'm usually a bum when I go to school or whatever, and I just have been taking 10 minutes in my morning to like put this on, and all of a sudden you guys are recognizing me in more places. I'm just like, wow, I don't look like a homeless person. People aren't scared to come say hi. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I have tons of tips and tricks in this. It was talk through, so it's like really laid back. I hope you love it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Give this video a giant thumbs up so that I know you like these types of videos, and leave a comment below telling me what is your #1 most essential product for like no makeup, because for me it's like the concealer I use today, because like without it, you'll know. I usually really focus my efforts on skincare, because skincare is actually going to help give you that nice glow, and I've been breaking out all over the face because I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. You guys are wondering what products I'm using. I use the Laneige Water Bank Serum, and then for moisturizer I use the Belif The True Cream Aqua Bomb. Both of these products are like gel based, so that's really what I focus on when I'm trying to get that like inner glow. For eye cream, I'm about to apply it. I did not do that yet. Woohoo. This is the Confidence in a Cream from IT Cosmetics, the Anti-Aging Armor. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my eyebrows just because I want my skincare to really soak into my skin. Picked up the Brow Power Super Skinny one from IT Cosmetics. Now, the reason why I'm using this one is because this color is what I need. This is their Universal Gray. As you guys can see, I have really dark eyebrows, and normally what I would do is take like a color that is relatively similar, maybe like a dark brown, and apply it. But the thing is, that makes it really kind of Instagram brow, and it makes it really intense. So when I'm going for a more natural look, I try to go significantly lighter, but in the same like color tone. When I am filling in naturally, I usually like to keep the mirror a little bit farther away from me, because when I'm looking too close in, I usually sit there and am like doing intense stuff just to try to like make everything look perfect. So when you're doing it from a distance, this way you can like fill in the majority where it needs to be filled in without actually focusing on the like little details. So very light hands, and I kind of just follow where my brow hairs already exist, and I try to brush it out as much as possible just to make sure I see what my progress has gotten to. I have crazy brow hairs that kind of move around everywhere, so I find it really important to use a brow gel. Now, I just want a really clear brow gel, because those that like add pigment, like for example the Gimme Brow from Benefit, those are really great, and sometimes I use them on my own, but right now I'm focusing most on just filling in my brows rather than actually like elongating, making my actual hairs thicker, because I do have some sparse areas up there. So once I do that, I kind of try to go for kind of balance it out by using like a clear brow gel. I'm going to use the Cella Eyebrow Defining Gel. This is just the only clear one I really have. So if you guys have any to recommend, I've been looking into the Anastasia one. I just don't know if I want to, you know, get the same one. So I'm going to focus around my dark under eye circles. I'm going to use a color corrector really to help me out here, and I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Conceal and Correct, and I'm going to be using this pink dab once or twice in the problem areas, and then you're good. So now I'm going to grab my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I don't know why they made the crease brush so big, because it's literally too fat for me. And I'm just going to use this as a concealer brush instead. And I'm going to use a brush because brushes usually kind of dilute product, and it just really helps to blend everything out a little bit more naturally rather than like really pack it on with a beauty blender. And I'm not going all the way up to my eye, because once you do that, it kind of defeats the purpose of this looking kind of natural, because it cleans up a little bit too much down there. I will use the brush once I've kind of gotten rid of most of the product and kind of bring it up there, but that's it. Like, I'm not going to go in there piling on product. Color correcting, what we're doing is we're covering the blue tones, and we're trying to get rid of that instead of actually kind of covering up the dark circles. So now I'm going to go in with a concealer and actually cover up the dark circles. I'm going to use the Born This Way from Too Faced, and I'm going to grab it. Now, I like to use these products and dab it like on the back of my hand, because you always over apply, and again, this is the no makeup, so this is literally all we're gonna. So I'm going to grab a tiny bit of product, and I'm going to focus it on the areas that need covering up. And I used one dab of this product to put on both eyes. Keep it light, keep it light, keep it tight. I'm going to now focus on this area right here. So what I want is to also brighten up that area, and again, I'm going to dab it on both sides and just start kind of working my way in, and I'm going to work my way upwards. This is really gonna lift the eye. And I like to kind of press in and then kind of push it down a little bit, kind of like that. That's the technique. Now I'm going to move on to my eyelids. Now eyelids are the area that's a little bit tricky because they need to be a little bit darker than your under eyes to look more natural. That's usually how they are. They kind of match your eyelids in the darkness. I'm going to grab my NARS eye primer. You could literally use whatever eye primer you have. I just needed one and that was the closest one I could find. I'm going to put this on with my finger. You don't need too much. To pick up the Fix Plus or some kind of like setting spray or something. And I'm going to spray the brush and then dab it into the product a little bit, just a little, and I'm going to apply again onto both eyes just to make sure that it's quite light, and don't go all the way down to the lash line. I'm going to kind of keep blending in the crease and on the eyelid. So now as you guys can see, I have blemishes, and it's actually really great that I have blemishes because now I can show you how to cover up blemishes in a more kind of natural way. So I'm going to grab a cream product, which I'm going to grab the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover palette. You can use whatever cream concealer you have. And I'm just going to dab it on those areas. And I'm not going to blend it out yet. I'm just going to dab it on. I'm going to again use the same technique of using this brush, but this time I'm going to just stay in one spot. I'm not going to blend it and move it around. I'm literally just going to bounce it. So now for the majority of my face, I basically have everything good. And you guys can see it looks a lot better than what we started with. So now I'm going to move on with my face product, and lately, sorry, I need to shake this up first. I have been loving the IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor. This has 50 SPF. I like to apply this directly to the face just because I don't want to waste product. Now I usually use my fingers just because I don't have a problem with that. If you do, sorry, but I'm going to use my fingers. And I'm going to just place the product all over my face. Now I usually put on like a significant amount of this because it actually covers really well. But it's just, I'm gonna start light and then build it up. Like the warmth of your fingers is really gonna press that into your skin, and you're not gonna be able to really see it so much. Now I totally understand that this might not match everybody's skin tone, and obviously that's not okay. So IT Cosmetics needs to come out with more of these, but if you are looking for a similar effect, I do recommend doing the same technique and mixing your foundation with a moisturizer, with an SPF product, with a serum, anything, and just test it out and see, because it'll give you a very similar effect. I used to do that back in high school. I'm actually going to be using the Bare Minerals. This is their medium beige original foundation. Pirouette brush, the number 02. Pirouette, really good brushes. Just put my giant brush in there, and I'm going to put it in the lid and kind of press it all off. So like most of the product is in there, and very little is left on the brush, and I'm just going to use circular motions and just kind of buff it into the skin. I like to make sure I curl my lashes because that does make like a huge difference. Mascara, I like to use very natural looking mascara, and the one that I think of is the Neutrogena Healthy Volume Waterproof. I like to stop at a certain point, and if I feel like I need to clean something up, I can always go in with just like a spoolie, one of these, and just kind of clean it up, because this will make like a huge difference, especially from the back. If you find something that's like a little bit clumped, it'll really help to kind of clean it out, and you want to do that before it starts drying. Alright, so now I'm going to wait for those lashes to dry to move on to my lower lashes, because that's usually where I make mistakes, and then it starts like moving around, and we don't want that. So now I can move on to my face. So I'm going to grab my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Use another Pirouette brush. This is the blush brush, I think it's 04. And I'm going to use the lighter shade, just kind of go back and forth. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap off the excess like I want no product at all. Again, the lighter the hand, the better the result when it comes to no makeup makeup. So I'm just lightly gonna kind of I'm gonna lightly blend that into the skin and use circular motions, because that's going to help you a whole ton. And working from the hairline, move towards the center of the face, but never touch the actual center of the face. Again, I'm not touching the center area, I'm just going around it. Alright, so for blush, I like to apply a little bit of a powder as well. And I'm going to be using the Estee Edit, the Barest Blush in First Lover. This is the color that my cheeks are kind of an undertone naturally, and to figure that out, you want to just like pinch your face when you're not wearing makeup and see what color your cheeks turn. And that's kind of like your undertone for like blush that you would want, like your color palette. So I use this because it's really, really beautiful. So I'm going to use, again, that same brush we were using to contour. I'm going to just really apply that product in there, and then I'm going to pat it all off. And then again, going in with that powder brush. So my current go-to is the Skinny Mascara from Wet n Wild. This one's just really great and small, and it applies it relatively naturally. So I'm going to look up, or at least stretch my eyes, and just brush this. So I take a concealer or my foundation, whatever, outline my lips. And I like to rub it in to make sure it's like very natural, but I want my lips to be more defined without actually adding any product, so kind of just outlining. So if you do feel like you need to outline just a little bit on the outer corners or something, I recommend something like MAC's Boldly Bare, something that is really light, and just lightly tapping it in. I also use the side of the pencil to blend it in rather than actually using the very tip. The tip is a little bit more harsh. And then after that, I apply a moisturizer to my lips. Something like Aquaphor. This is my favorite. It moisturizes my lips amazingly, and it looks like a lip gloss, but it's not. So now for highlight, if you feel like you need it, I normally kind of just skip that step, just to me, because I mean, I don't really feel like it's an essential step. But if you feel like you need a highlight, a really good kind of natural no makeup one is the Pure Nude Highlighter from Essence. This one's really good. It doesn't look good when you swatch it with your fingers, so don't be like lied to. Like when I first got it and I like swatched it on my finger, I was like, okay, this is alright. This is like an okay thing. I tried to like validate it to myself that like, why did they come out with this? But if you actually take a brush, which by the way, I should probably clean this off because it has intense highlighter on it, like so much of it. See, it's like super subtle, but it's really beautiful on the skin. And now because I am a dry face girl, I'm going to grab my MAC Fix Plus and I'm going to spray this all over my face. Once you start feeling like it's a little bit tacky, you can go in with a brush and just really pat it in, just to make sure that the product really absorbs into the skin. So then after that, I usually kind of set my makeup with a setting spray. Use the Urban Decay All Nighter one. I have the mini. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I genuinely obsess over you guys. I've been following you, stalking you on all the social medias, so make sure you do that for me so I can easily find you. But I love you guys. Leave a comment below. I can't wait to chat. Give this video a giant thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you. Most likely the next place is Snapchat, but that's just because I'm on there 24/7. Love you. Bye.